you look at the players after the big two, and you're just like, wait a minute. Like, definitely the best player after him is like Rui Hachimura, who I love personally. I saw him his freshman year destroy Mobamba in the paint when he was playing for Gonzaga against at Texas. But the thing is, like outside of him, and maybe you could throw Denny Advia or however you say their most recent draft pick. He's a really good Israeli talent. Uh, Outside of those two, like I just don't know about the rest of that squad. Like I just do not trust it. And like to throw Indiana into the mix, right? Like you've got Sabonis, right, who is still an all-star. You got Victor Oladipo. If he can come back to even 70 to 80% of the player that we thought he was going to be, like it's still a heavily useful player. You got TJ Warren, you got TJ Leaf, you've got Miles Turner, you've got, I mean, like they're almost 10 deep. Malcolm Brogdon, a great point guard. I mean, like they've got players, any player on their roster can genuinely explode for like 30 points in a given night. And that's why I might be a little bit more comfortable in the long run. Remember, we're talking about power rankings. We're not necessarily talking about regular season. So like, I think I would agree with you in like regular season. Like Russell Westbrook is already a hack because he tries so hard, and triple dub machine's probably going to come back. Bradley Beal doesn't hurt that at all. I just I just don't know if in a playoff series I trust the defense outside of Bradley Beal. They don't have bigs. They don't have like the depth. Uh, they don't have wings. Like they just don't have a lot of pieces comparatively to an Indiana Pacers or a Toronto Raptors who still has Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam. So just real quick, and I'll give it back to you. Uh, I said who my six was Toronto. My seven would probably be Indiana. And then for that very reason, I think I'm going to have DC at eight.
Again, I know it's like a little bit of an unconventional pick, but I'm just trusting their star power. I've been a Russell Westbrook fan for a long time, and I trust that duo more than I trust Siakam or more than I trust Malcolm Brogdon or anyone on Indiana. But fair criticisms, though. I think I don't think it's the standard pick. So I have Washington at six, and then I'll round it out. Pretty unsurprising with Toronto at seven and Indiana at eight. And I don't think there's a whole lot to say there. Um,
The
so
only,
I'm kind of
I was going to say real quick, the only team, because remember, this isn't like most seasons. There's a play-in tournament, so we still got to talk about the East, right? The only team that I think could upset their way into the playoffs is Atlanta. Like looking in, I like some of their offseason moves, but like, I mean, really, Atlanta is still quite far away. If Gallinari and Trey Young are your best players offensively, like a little bit sketchy. So, especially defensively, I mean, there's no defense with those two.
yeah, this is interesting to dive into. Atlanta would easily be my nine too. I think the only other team you could maybe throw in there is Charlotte because they added Gordon Hayward, and a lot of people are high on the Melo Ball. But I also have Atlanta. Thank you for watching today's episode of Full Court Press. To hear more content, make sure to subscribe or listen to our podcast on Spotify. You can also follow our Instagram and Twitter, which are listed in the description below.